Hello friends, today we are going to see the introduction to the finite element methods. So I am Avinash Panchal delivering the lecture for unit number 1. So what is finite element method? So we can see this is the numerical procedure for finding the solution to the analytical problems. So basically we will see what are the needs or objectives of this subject, and we can see for understanding the basic steps of the finite element analysis, then to apply the finite element method to second order differential equation in 1D, 2D and 3-dimensional waves. So to learn how the finite element method for the full domain is assembled, then to learn how to apply boundary conditions, solving the system of linear equations, and to understand the simulation theory and applications, so called we as a finite element analysis and simulation technique as a whole subject. So we are dealing with the first part of the subject, that is finite element analysis. In that we will say what are the needs of this type of computational methods. So we will have this analysis of many problems in terms of stress, strain, or any other type of structural, thermal and fluid analysis. Any type of analysis we will have with this type of numerical methods. So sometimes there may be some complicated parts, or sometimes there may be difficult situations for solving the mathematical or numerical problems. So in that case we are using this type of computational method for doing the easy for solution purpose. So for complex and critical parts, we cannot model the numerical methods very easily, so that we take the use of this technology in terms of the computational methods. So we have the solutions using either strength of material or theory of elasticity, which are normally accomplished for the region and loadings with relatively simple geometries. And this type of many applications, so many applications involves the cases with complex shape, boundary conditions and material behaviors. So therefore the gap exists between the what is needed in the applications and what can be solved by the analytical and closed form methods. So this is lead to the development of several numerical or computational method, including finite differences, finite element method and boundary element methods. In that we will have with this finite element method. And what we have already discussed is as what is finite element analysis or finite element method is a numerical procedure for solving the mathematical models numerically. So what we can say over here, that this finite element method is what we can say the procedure for solving some sort of critical problems which are having numerical procedure and solves the mathematical model numerically. All complexities of the problem, like varying shape, like boundary conditions and varying loads, various type of loads with various angles, which are maintained as the but the solution often is approximate. Sorry. Because of the diversity and flexibility as analysis tool, it is receiving much attention. It is receiving much attention of engineering problems. So FEM is originated as a method of stress analysis, basically in design of the aircrafts. So As an extension to this, with matrix method for used for the structural analysis, what we can say that matrix equilibrium method, which includes stiffness matrix, then displacement matrix, and the boundary conditions there in the form of forces and reactions, that is force vectors. So we can use it in various fields for analysis of fluid flow, heat transfer, electric and magnetic field analysis, and also we can see the basic steps which are involved in finite element analysis are as above. So first one and important step, that is discretization of continuum, and what we can say this body and what we assume for finite element analysis is the body is having some special characteristics, that is isotropic body, and formation of element stiffness matrix is the second step. Okay, so what we can say, formation of stiffness matrices which will give you the matrix method, and for that stiffness matrix will give you the one element, and we can say, and one matrix for this matrix method, okay, in the form of global stiffness matrix. Okay, the formation of global load vector will give you the one matrix or vector in the form of load, and the displacement vector, that is in the which is the actual deflection of any body with because of the external load. And after that we use the equilibrium equation for analysis purpose, and we use the application of boundary conditions, and get the solution in terms of the simultaneous equation, and we will get the values of displacement, strains and stresses. So now we will see the advantages of finite element analysis. So we can model the bodies of complex shape with the help of this finite element analysis, and also we can handle the general loading boundary conditions, that is uh, many types of load that may be in the form of varying load, that may be in the form of various angular load that can be handled easily with the help of this finite element analysis. That also we can model the bodies composed of composite and multi-phase materials. Obviously we can see we can have the properties for these composite materials and other uh, other bodies which are having multi-phase materials, and we have this provision in the finite element analysis, and we can easily solve that one. Model is easily refined for improvement by accuracy or varying. So wherever there may be a change, or there may be a change required in the design, so we can change that model very easily with the help of this finite element analysis. So called it as in the form of in varying element size and types. Okay, so time dependent and dynamic effect can be included. So dynamic analysis also can be done with the help of in the finite element analysis, because it may have the dynamic analysis with varying forces and varying parameters with respect to time or any other parameters. So we can handle a variety of non-linear effect, including material behavior, large deformation, boundary conditions, etc. So these are what the advantages of finite element analysis. So what we can see over here, the basic concept of what actually is the finite element method. So any continuous solution that may be in the form of stress, displacement, temperature, pressure, etc. can be approximated and by a discrete model composed of a set of piecewise continuous functions, and it is defined over the finite number of subdomains. As we can see here in this diagram, which is exact solution what we can see. But if we are dividing the single problem in various number of finite element methods, as we can say, it is the approximation method. It will never give you exact solution, because we are having the piecewise information over here, as we can see in this graph, and it will look like the actual exact solution, and it may have some small amount of error, that may be negligible one, but we can reach to the exact solution. So there may be a two-dimensional discretization also. This is the problem where we need to discretize it in two-dimensional. So this is the discretization concept, and we can have the common type of elements for discretization purpose. What we have seen in first slide, that is discretization means dividing the number of dividing the element in number of finite elements, that may be of these types, like that may be the one dimensional elements, or we can say one dispar element also. So bar, beams, trusses and frames can be modeled with the help of, or meshed with the help of this type of two dimensional elements, sorry, one dimensional elements. So next one is two dimensional elements, that may be in the form of triangular, quadrilateral, plates, shells and two dimensional continua. And again we can see the three dimensional elements, that may be in the form of tetrahedral, rectangular, prism, bricks and 3D continuum. And what we can see over here, one dimensional uh, discretization, that may be seen in the first picture, and it is not having any type of cross section, it is only having the one dimensional element, only having the length. This type of element only having length, and cross section may be applied to that one dimensional element. So next one is giving you the two dimensional triangular elements, and here we can see the meshing is varying according to the stress concentration. Okay, that is also possible to have the meshing, different meshing at different point of contact or a point of concentration as per our requirement. And here we have used only triangular elements. So then three dimensional brick element, that is we can see this in picture number 3, and this type of elements can be seen in the three dimensional problems. And here also we can have the varying uh, meshing conditions. Okay, so we have seen the basic steps in the previous part, and we will see this one in our next video. Thank you.